Oh, it stinks. Dude, you smell so bad right now. That's not gonna get the You are now watching Farming with Duffy Ag. Welcome back to the channel. So before we dive into today's video, the barn roof. So going back and talking about that, the sidewall blew out because a bale rusted down against it. And yeah, it's old. The other side is actually blown out more. We didn't actually expect it to fall over then. We thought there was still some life in it. But as far as how it works with our lease, the state of Massachusetts is actually in charge of the facilities. So when something happens at a facility, it goes into their hands. So there's nothing of us lifting that up, building it, reinforcing it, because it's safety liability, and it's, as you'll see in this video, actually not this video, the next video or so on, that they fenced it all in, blocked it all out. It goes by their jurisdiction, how they want to handle it. So over-engineered, take way too long, stuff like that. But that is how state jobs work, as everybody in the world knows. So there's nothing of us temporarily jacking it up, doing this, doing that. That's all up to what the state wants to do. I'm going to say it's going to get tore down, and they're going to over-engineer the end of it and do this and that and blah, blah, blah. But yeah, as far as a barn, it's seen its purpose. So if it was built in the, I'm thinking late 60s. I think I'll have to find the picture of the facility, and I don't think it was there. And I think that was in the late 50s. So what's that? 60 years? 50 some years. So as far as being a barn, storage, there's calves on the right side at one point. Yeah, a little bit of a barn update on that. Well, we'll dive into today's video. Got some corn planter moving around, semi moving around, talking about life, and somebody got real stinky. Still smells right now, so appreciate you guys watching, and then let's dive into the video. So now that we're done playing Super Trucker, and we checked out the barn, we're back here. There's a lot of comments of, why don't you move this? Why don't you leave more ring? That planter bar has to be right here. It has to be closer this way than it does out that way. So if we left more wing, it wouldn't matter. Putting the drive on this wing would mean taking that tire out off of there, because that has to be there. And then we don't have enough room to put a planter bar, because there's going to be another row unit over there. So we'll get it figured out. I think I'm just going to take the stops off, and we're going to run it as a straight 8, and then maybe next year, based on how I like this setup, maybe we'll put electric drive on it. I guess we'll see. That would definitely solve a lot of our problems or headaches or challenges and make a better unit. So it's supposed to rain tomorrow. So what my today goal is, I'm probably going to take these down and then back this planter in. But that also means that I want to get this truck out of here, because other than a little bit of fabrication work, all I got is hydraulic lines to run and paint. But I did go around and spray with some primer. I'd like to wash everything, let it dry, and then I got Rust-Oleum to paint on it. So I'm up in the air. I called on a valve, a remote control valve today that I liked the idea. They wanted $4,000 for it. 4 functions. 3 would be the up, down, rotate, and the spread function. And then the 4th one would be high flow for the pump that's going to go on there. $4 grand. That doesn't include any of the hoses. We still got to buy that pump for the back. That's probably $12,000 or $1,200. I got to get the cylinder across the top, and we got to put a pump on the truck. So what I'm kind of thinking, and I know Diller has some of these. I don't know if they're all like this on Diller still or whatnot. Getting a 6 output, 3 valve, standalone 12 volt system that would run the spread, or rotate the spread valve and the up down of the nurse boom, because you can buy those for like $500, which would mean it would run by itself. And they come with a remote, as far as a corded remote. So we'd have to extend the corded remote to run up to the cab, which that's not the end of the world. $500 for that. And then the pump on the truck would run directly back. You'd run steel lines back, and then you'd run your hoses to the pump, because running hoses all that length is stupid money. I think I spent $1,000 on hoses last year on that fertilizer tender trailer. So that way, when you turn the pump on the truck, the hydraulic pump, it would run this back valve, and you'd have a standalone unit that runs all this. That's kind of what I'm leaning towards. I got to do a little more research tonight, but basically that we could build a box or anything, get rid of this and put it right here, or do stuff like that, and then it just got to go from here up to there, and then around. That airline, what I think I'm gonna actually do, we could run an airline with a switch easy enough, but if it creeps by, we're gonna make a metal rod that bolts on in 2 different places, so you just climb up and move it if you want to nurse, or if you want to spread, and that controls the valve up there. That's what I'm thinking. I'm sure somebody's gonna drop a comment below. Keep in mind, I'm not running and spreading all day long. And then this gate valve can be manually run off that thing if we just put a valve in, on-off valve. We can run up to there, because that's the only time that valve is really going to be used is if there's a problem with this pump and we got to shut that valve so that we can open the back without 5,000 gallons coming out of us. That's what I'm thinking. So I'm gonna get this truck started, get everything cleaned off of it. Maybe organize myself a little bit, and if we get this planter backed in for tomorrow, it'll be good. It is my brother's birthday tomorrow, being Saturday, so I don't know how much we're actually gonna get done. I think we got middle of the day lunch or something, but this is coming together better than I thought. We got to do some work. All we really got to do is figure out how to make this straight. I got some ideas there, and then we're gonna take this apart and move that to there. So there's a shaft that comes out, we'll just move everything over. That's what we're gonna do. So yeah, friggin' learning. So I wish this was a 30-inch row planter from the get-go, but it's not like I am disappointed with where I'm at. Other than my time and some welding materials, it's not like we've spent $5,000 extra, because that's what I see 30-inch row planters going for. As far as the front fold, and I like the flex planter, stuff like that. So realistically, I don't know, I might have spent a few $100, and probably up to this very moment, probably 20 hours of my time, because you got to remember, I have a day job, and when I get done with my day job, I go into working on this stuff. So like right now, it's beautiful because, well, daylight savings time. I love it. Alrighty, let's get this cleaned up and get this out of here. We still got to figure out some things, but I'd much rather have some room in here to work on that and this out of the way. Plus I want to see what this looks like sitting outside. Got it started up. We'll get it backed out, do a little bit of cleaning, maybe get some of this metal moved out. We'll clean up in the front here, that way the planter can come in, and the planter should be able to come in and open right up. We should have some room on each side, be able to work around it. That will allow us to work under cover and not get soaking wet. We're gonna have to take down, we're just gonna have to take down those drop pieces. They split right there, so then we'll have to do some rearranging. All this stuff's junk, the pipes. We got scrap metal, we got some more junk, so that'll all go in my junk box over there, and we'll let this air up and I'll get this backed out. parked over there. Had a little trouble. First off, a rat climbed in the bottom of the chopper as I was backing up to it, so Yanko's on rat patrol right now. Climbed in the head. I don't see any signs of him in the cab. I hope that's the case. The planter was in my way, so I had to move the planter forward. As you see, it's getting dark now, and I had to back up and jackknife that, and I went into this pile of manure, and then I couldn't go forward because the planter was in the way. So it took way longer than it should have, but that's okay. We'll get this cleaned up some, get the planter put in, and then we'll get out of here. It's been a long day. It's been a real long day. Somebody came running back to me. If you guys could smell it, he got sprayed by a skunk. Oh, it stinks. Dude, you smell so bad right now. That's not gonna get the skunk smell off of you. He smells so bad. I was like, what's he chasing? And then all of a sudden he came back and he stinks. Oh, I'm sorry, bud. I can't let you in the house. We gotta figure out some way to get rid of skunk smell. Yanko!
I'm not surprised.
Okay, so he got sprayed by a skunk, but he's back to normal. Washed him once with vinegar and water, and then peroxide, Dawn dish soap, and baking soda mixture. And he actually smells somewhat normal, but everywhere else smells like skunk. So when he gets home, he's gonna get washed with dog shampoo. What a day. What a freaking day. We do got Andy here now, though.
Hi.
So we're gonna move that planter in here so that it's out of the weather and I can work on it tomorrow. So I was like, yeah, the corn planter will fit in here. It's only 25 foot wide when it was fully done, and this is 30 foot wide. And then I was like, the wings. So we're sideways, and this actually works. I like it. This is good. So the wings, it might look like I don't have a lot of room. There's a foot there, and there's like 4 foot over there. So we're opened up. Tomorrow, we'll see how much project we get done on the transmission, getting the last row units on, and then we'll dive in on that side. How are you doing, stinky boy? You're living the best life? You brought me a ball. You still smell like a skunk. Watch your head on that. There was a lot of comments on why don't you put the transmission somewhere else? And let me explain to you. So we got this outside wheel, which holds a lot of the weight of the wing when it's running. So we cannot take the transmission, put it on the wheel. And then we got a row unit that needs to be there. So that has to be there. The best one I've got yet, oh, we shut the lights off. The best one I got yet was move this wheel over to there. But the gap between everything is still the same gap. That's the point. So we're gonna have to take the shutoffs off, and that's gonna be it. Because we still need a bracket to brace where it connects, and that's either the transmission or that bracket after it. So having the wheel there, we got to modify and build a bracket to then fit over there. So I did do a little thinking on that before I left this wheel where it is. If this was a straight frame planter, maybe we could put one transmission right in the middle, but because it's a flex and it's got wings, we need couplers, we need 2 transmissions. It's nature of the beast. So yeah, we'll get it figured out. Somebody said it's like a monkey doing something to a football. Yeah, I agree. That's what we look like right now, but we're still kicking and we're still doing it. So, you like that one? Yeah. So, alrighty. We're gonna get out of here. Actually, we gotta go move some stuff around. Mark Matrano's coming over with his excavator for my brother tomorrow. Gonna move some dirt piles. So maybe we'll see, maybe we'll interview him of life. But yeah, this is where we're at. So we appreciate you watching, liking, subscribing, hit it in the merch store. Diego appreciates you guys complimenting him on his smell. He wants the ball underneath there. Alrighty, we are gonna get out of here, and I appreciate you guys. Have a good one.